And yes, I'm live, and welcome to Rio. I just got here this afternoon on the bus from Isla Grande, which I'll tell you about shortly. I'm feeling quite, I don't know. This is the last stop. My flight's home is in 4 days. Anyway, what I want to talk about today is what I was doing the previous week. Following on from my last blog. So last blog was the amazing time I had on the Iguazu, on the Argentinian and the Brazilian side, and then going over to the dam. So following from Iguazu, I think I mentioned at the end of the last blog, I decided to head down to Sao Paulo, which is just a cruisy 18-hour overnight bus journey. But I knew it would be my last big one, so I decided to do it because the flights were looking really expensive. Spent a couple of days in Sao Paulo. It's the biggest city in Brazil, well, biggest city in South America. It's massive. Not much to report, if I'm honest. Like, it was kind of cool. I stayed in a nice area, Villa Madalena. Went and walked around Liberdade, which is like there's a really big Japanese population in Sao Paulo, and I accidentally went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place, which was really nice. But I haven't really got that many videos and stuff to share. Like, I took like a video walking around the streets. But it's just like big city scenes, really. I walked around like the big main cathedral. That was really cool. But yeah, other than that, I don't think I'm going to talk too much about Sao Paulo. Like, it was kind of cool. Like, I was there on my own, so the hostel I was staying in wasn't all that, and there's not really many other sort of like English-speaking people, so I didn't really make any friends there. So I'm going to leave it at that for Sao Paulo, really, because I then went to two really cool places, which was my main plan for this week, was to hit the beach again. Haven't been to any beaches since Colombia, really. I went some in Peru, but that was just sightseeing. It wasn't like beaching. So it's been a long time since I've done any of that. Took the bus down to a place called Parachi, which is like a 7 or 8 hour bus from Sao Paulo, and got there. And it's a really cool, like old, like sort of colonial town. Very little, but that was like really, really nice to kind of just have a look around. I was only there for one full day, and I parked myself right on the beach in the town, which wasn't like the most beautiful beach, but when you haven't seen one for a while, it's still pretty gorgeous. So I sat there drinking beers and eating fish, and that was a really nice day. Next day I took the bus, just a local bus, and then the boat to Isla Grande, big island, which is kind of halfway between Sao Paulo and Rio, same as Parachi, only like a couple of hours away, where I stayed for 4 days. That place is amazing. It's a really big island, but it's just basically completely covered in forest. There's one very small town. Not even a town, very small village, like no cars on the island at all. It's just for tourists. And I had an amazing, I didn't know if I was going to stay for 2 or 3 nights, ended up staying for 4. Like, it's just gorgeous, beautiful. Main highlights went for a walk around some of the little beaches by the town. Was nice. Oh, I found like a little pool, waterfall pool you could swim in the forest, which was really nice as well. I don't know if I've got a video of that. I then took a boat trip one day, kind of halfway around the island, and you can just see it really, like, if anyone, most of you probably do, remembers Lost. If you remember Lost, the TV show, it really feels like that, because it's just this huge big island covered in forest, and then nice little beaches kind of dotted around. So I went around there, did some really cool snorkeling, saw some really great fish. And also just the views from the boat around the island were just like, it's just like picture postcard style. It's just like green forests, blue skies, yellow sands, blue water, like gorgeous. So that was really good. And then on my final day there, which was yesterday, I went on a hike with a couple of Aussie girls I met in the hostel to Lopez Mendez Beach, which is about 2.5 hour walk from the town. So you just done this walk, and it's quite like, it's not that hard, but like it's up, you're going up and then down and up, and so it's quite steep at points, but you end up at this just like, the beach is amazing, like really beautiful. You can't get there by boat or by, well, like I said, there's no cars or bikes or anything on the island anyway, so the only way to get there is by walking there. And it is just this huge, big, perfect, soft white sand beach, just massive, big, long. There's quite a lot of people there, but because it's so big, it wasn't feel busy at all. Spent the whole day there yesterday, like absolutely perfect, gorgeous. So really my last like 4 or 5 days have just been like sitting around on the beaches, doing a bit of walking, enjoying the forest, and just kind of, yeah, enjoy. Okay. During my last few days somewhere hot, so that was really cool. I just took the boat and then the bus to get here to Rio today, which didn't take long, only probably 4 hours door to door. So I've got a few days here, so my last vlog will be covering my next few days in Rio, which if I can, I'm going to film at the airport on the way back. If not, it's going to be in when I get back to England. So as always, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you next week. God, can't believe we've only got 1 week left to be this smug. But you know, no complaints.